Straight ahead on CCX News. One of Plymouth's largest parks now set for a major overhaul. Plus, a first-of-its-kind Minnesota charter school plans a move to Brooklyn Park. And later, meet this remarkable cello player, who's also a school record holder, and it doesn't have to do with music. CCX News starts right now. Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us. We'll have those stories in just a moment, but first, debate is building at the state capitol over how much to spend on education.
DFL leaders say a 1.25% increase supported by Republicans is not enough. A special education teacher in the Osseo district also criticized the Republican plan, speaking against the idea of using public money for private schools.
Voucher programs don't help families, they actually hurt families. Private schools can pick who they want in their schools and who they don't want in their schools.
Despite the fact that we have a surplus, the budgets that Republicans have passed in the House and the Senate would result in teacher layoffs and reduced services for our children. Instead of properly funding our public schools, in the tax bill, they're shifting resources to private schools.
Democrats support a 2% increase that they say would help schools keep up with inflation. Republicans say their plan would spend more than $1 billion more on public education than last year and offer parents choice.
We're increasing the spending for early learning education. We're giving consumers, parents, the choice on the type of early learning education that they want. Early learning is critically important. Myself and my caucus believe that to be the case. Giving parents the choice as to what type of program is best for their child is the best thing to do for them.
Governor Dayton yesterday said he would veto any bill that includes vouchers for students to attend private schools.
A fire early Thursday morning caused significant damage to a home in Brooklyn Center. Firefighters were called around 2 a.m. to the home at 58th and Bryant Avenue North. As you can see, windows are now boarded up and the home is no longer livable. Fire officials tell CCX News that the home was recently remodeled and no one was inside when the fire broke out. They say the cause could be an electrical problem. In Osseo, a man was found dead in an alley. Police were called to the 200 block of Central Avenue shortly after 11 a.m. Thursday. At this time, police say foul play is not suspected. The identity of the man has not yet been released.
The city of Plymouth has approved significant improvements to one of the city's largest parks. East Medicine Lake Park is more than 30 years old and is in need of renovation. And the improvements include replacing the park shelter. The new shelter would look something like this, with two buildings connected by a roof. One would contain showers and restrooms, the other a kitchen. Another significant part of the improvement is fixing flooding issues in the eastern portion of the site, which will require rerouting the Medicine Lake Regional Bike Trail. Construction is expected to begin in August or September. And next spring, as part of Phase 2, the playground will be replaced along with improvements to the beach area. The city has budgeted a total of about $900,000 for both phases.
Meanwhile, Plymouth has approved concept plans for a new park and ride facility at the former Four Seasons Mall. The Agora development will include 2 hotels, senior housing, and retail space. Developers also showed the City Council concept drawings for a 3-story parking garage. It will have space for 330 cars, including about 200 stalls that will be dedicated for MetroLink bus riders. It will also feature a heated sidewalk to help with snow and ice. The city could eventually buy the ramp from the developer when it is built. A unique charter school is moving to Brooklyn Park.
It is the only Russian charter school in the upper Midwest, and we get more on that from Eric Nelson.
And everybody, big smile.
It gives us a chance to...
Everything looks good.
...to get into a facility that's more our size.
Sit up.
Gives us a chance to move closer to the population that we're looking to serve.
Move a little closer.
Nasha Scola is downsizing, and that's not a bad thing. The Russian charter school will soon leave its current facility in Minnetonka and relocate to a smaller venue in Brooklyn Park.
It's going to save us at least $100,000 a year of rent.
Half of Nasha Scola's students come from the northern suburbs, where there is a Russian population of approximately 60,000. Streamlining and cutting costs makes sense, especially when it comes to commuting.
Over the years, we actually have lost some students because of the commute. You know, some of them were in the northern suburbs, and it was too far for them to commute.
3 boys in the middle, it's good.
There is no cost to attend Nasha Scola, and the K-8 school will share its new home with the Northern Lights Church. Enrollment is currently 102 students, but they want more.
We're open to everybody, and we not just to Russian-speaking families, but Russian-speaking students.
School administrators are excited about Brooklyn Park's multicultural population.
We have 100% of Russian-speaking, Eastern European-speaking children coming here. So getting some diversity for them, as well as offering diversity for others, is a big selling point to us.
And
Nasha Scola provides a snapshot into the Russian culture. And for some kids, it is a link to their roots.
The primary focus is Russian language and Russian culture. We still have to meet the state standards with regards to everything that we do.
Russian-speaking families bring kids to us because they just want to have the connection going. They want to keep the heritage, and they want to speak the language.
I'm Eric Nelson, CCX News.
Nasha Scola will be moving to its new facility on July 1st. The joy of reading doesn't happen overnight.
Some children need a push, and the Wayzata School District has a program designed to do just that. As Delane Cleveland reports, a core group of volunteers help make it successful.
But as usually...
The ability to read and write is one of the pillars of our education system.
During World War II, Las Vegas...
Yet some students...
My student is an excellent reader, but she doesn't know what punctuation is. So we're working on it.
...have a harder time than others.
His teacher said that he read well, but he didn't understand.
That's where the Wayzata School District's Literacy Volunteer Program comes in. Every Wednesday, nearly 150 volunteers come into schools to work with certain students in grades 3 through 5.
Some of them are readers that are struggling with some things. Some of them are just reluctant readers. They can read, but they don't choose to, so we're trying to encourage them.
Two of the people who volunteer their time here at Oakwood Elementary are Norma and John Pearson of Plymouth.
When the letter comes out, I figure, why not? I mean, I have the time, and I love doing it.
I might get a little buzz out of it.
Norma's volunteered here for the past 9 years, and John just decided to join her this year. The couple has been married since the 1950s, and volunteering has added a new adventure into their lives.
I don't know if it brought us closer, but it puts us in the car for 15 minutes every day.
All jokes aside, the two provide a valuable service by helping students become better readers.
They're very in tune to what the kids are interested in. I think that's a big piece because it's supposed to be reading for enjoyment as well.
In order to get the students to enjoy reading,
what does that stand for? That will.
Volunteers have to build a bond with them.
I haven't had a student that I haven't been able to get close to.
It takes weeks to get to that point, but in the end,
there's a satisfaction in knowing that you've helped children develop a skill that's very important for life.
In Plymouth, Delane Cleveland, CCX News.
The Literacy Volunteer Program began in 2005, and this year Wayzata has nearly 150 volunteers working with 187 students in each of the district's elementary schools. What a good group.
Yeah, and great volunteers, and
Definitely.
which is part of the point here.
Still ahead on CCX News, a standout student at Breck who is also a school record holder.
Plus, hear from the new girls soccer coach at Park Center who is a former Pirates player.
But first, cover up those plants. We wake up Friday to possible frost.
But this week's standout student really does it all.
Kajsa Johansson is a senior at Breck, and as reporter Sonia Goins shows us, she is a school record holder.
If you want to know what makes Kajsa Johansson tick, all you have to do is listen.
I'm a big fan of the slow, kind of thoughtful pieces.
She's played the cello since age 5.
I think playing the cello is kind of an escape from all the busy academic and sports and all that kind of stuff.
For Kajsa, playing the cello is a nice change of pace.
It's a lot about discipline, time management, expectations, and kind of taking it upon yourself to want to improve and want to get better.
Music is the foundation for everything she does. It brings harmony to other areas of her life.
That can help you a lot in academics.
Kajsa is a top student. English and history are her favorite subjects.
I've always enjoyed learning about the past and politics, especially in the past, and how you can see that today.
And when Kajsa is not playing music and excelling in class, you'll see her blazing on the track.
12.1 seconds in the 100 meter.
She holds a school record in the 100-meter dash.
It's a lot of weight training to kind of build your base, and then a lot of work on your fast twitch muscles.
Through music and athletics and academics, Kajsa is, I think, the poster child for balance.
John Martin has coached Kajsa since freshman year.
Her unwillingness to be defeated. She's one of the most competitive kids I've ever coached.
And while Kajsa says she'll never get tired of crossing the finish line,
it's a really good feeling. It's just like a rush.
It's music that will always keep her on track. In Golden Valley, Sonia Goins, CCX News.
Kajsa will attend Hillsdale College in Michigan on a track scholarship. She is also hoping to get a scholarship for music. She hasn't yet decided on a major, but she's thinking about politics or history. She'll probably do very well, I'm sure.
No doubt.
Coming up, the newest and coolest playground addition to a Brooklyn Park elementary school.
But first, the Maple Grove boys lacrosse team lights up the scoreboard on a chilly night. John Jacobson is in next.
I'm John Jacobson with sports. By their standards, Maple Grove's boys lacrosse team was down a little bit last year, finishing with an 8-7 record. But the 2017 Crimson is off to a fast start. In the cold and mist at Maple Grove, the Crimson hosted Totino-Grace, and it's all Crimson in this game. Brennan Davison, nice pass. Matt Savanich, a quick shot and goal. Carter Lysing with a nifty bounce pass to Davison. He scores for the Crimson as they pile up the goals on the Eagles. Jack Dugan will take a pass, separates from a defender, and fires a goal. Maple Grove leads 16-1 at halftime. They go on to win 21-1. And beating Crimson host rival Osseo Park Center on Friday. OPC beat Spring Lake Park 11-8 Wednesday night. In girls lacrosse, Armstrong hosted Coon Rapids. Armstrong in white first half. Maggie Hansen scores from the free position, give the Falcons a 2-1 lead. Short time later, another free position opportunity for Armstrong. Olivia Hecht cashes in for a 4-1 lead. But Coon Rapids rallies in the second half to win. 8-7 Cardinals the final. Armstrong's lost all three of its games by either 1 or 2 goals. After 5 seasons as head coach for Park Center girls soccer, Raul Garcia resigned this winter and is now on the coaching staff at Hamline University. A former Pirates player has taken Garcia's spot at Park Center. We caught up with new head coach Keely Sorensen this morning.
I'm excited. I'm excited to be back where I started. I've talked to the girls a lot about what it was like when I was here and when I played, and how it really was something from high school that I look back on and really enjoy and would relive in a minute. And I want that to be the same situation for them as well. So I'm excited to be back here. I'm ready to work with a very competitive group of girls. I think Park Center has a competitive group of athletes in general. We're always out there to compete at our hardest, and I'm excited to kind of get them feeling successful and back to the level I know they can be at.
You're a 3-sport athlete here, and we're in track and field at Hamline, I know. Did you learn a lot from coaches you had, including your mom, who coached you in basketball?
I did. I think I've had a great group of mentors from all my coaches, high school, the collegiate level, even working with coaches starting as an assistant. And I am ready to kind of take that leadership role and be able to mentor others as well, and also keep learning. I think as a coach, you always have room to learn and grow, and you never stop learning. So I'm excited to take that kind of a different position and see what can happen.
You have about 4 months until the season starts. What work do you need to do and get the girls working on before that first practice in August?
We've been talking a lot about getting in, working in the summer, getting some training in, really making sure our fitness level is up. If we can get that out of the way, we can work on skill and more game situations once the season comes. And also just building our base of girls that we want out on the team. We're really going to try and build our program and kind of get the numbers back up. I think Brooklyn Park has a very strong soccer community, but we're not reflecting that at Park Center right now, and we've talked a lot about that, especially on the girls' side. The boys have done a really great job, and we kind of want to get to where the boys are at right now.
Sorensen says they are still in the process of interviewing and hiring assistant coaches for the program. A tournament that honors the founder of adapted athletics in the area is set for Friday and Saturday. The Lloyd Olson Invitational, hosted by the Robbinsdale Hopkins Mount Westaka Robins, recognizes the first coach for the Robins program in the 1980s. This is footage of the Robins PI softball team in action this season. There'll be 4 teams in the PI division and 4 in the CI division at the Lloyd Olson Invitational at Cooper High School.
You know, for us, it's kind of the ideal way to honor him for his efforts in getting the adapted athletics started. It's just an opportunity for all the kids on the softball teams in the local area to come out and enjoy a fun game. And for those that know Lloyd, or even for those who don't know Lloyd, get a chance to meet him and say thank you for starting adapted athletics in this area. And you know, it's a tribute that's been long overdue, and we're glad to be able to be a part of it and recognizing him for all the things he did for our community.
Action gets underway late Friday afternoon. In addition to the Robins, other teams in the PI tournament are Anoka Hennepin, Dakota United, and Rochester. The CI tournament includes Anoka Hennepin, Wayzata Minnetonka, and White Bear Lake, along with the Robins. And that's it for sports. Mike and Shannon, back to you.
All right, John, thank you very much. Up next, a local elementary school's new Imagination Playground.
What teachers hope students learn from these blocks when we come back.
If you were outside today, Thursday might have seemed more like a day to stay off the playground.
But the weather didn't stop a group of children from having fun with a new playground toy. Fair Oaks Elementary in Brooklyn Park won grant money to purchase the Kaboom Imagination Playground, and students got to play with it for the first time today as part of Every Kid Healthy Week. This set might remind you of a giant Tinker toy or a Lego set. In the future, these blocks will be used for team building activities on family nights and for teaching math and engineering.
Anytime we allow kids to use their imagination and design things, we're working on, you know, the STEM areas: science, math, technology, arts. So yes, we are tricking them into being mini engineers, but we don't need to tell them that yet.
If it works, why not? The school says the new play set costs around $7,000 and was part of grant money that came from Target. And Mr. Toole also told us his favorite part was creating a marble run.
Oh yeah.
There. So it was fun to play with, even for adults.
And it was chilly outside today, but they look like they're so excited they didn't even notice the weather.
They weren't slowing down at all,
Yeah,
were
it was
they?
a lot of fun.
That's all the time we have for now. Thanks for joining us, everyone.
And we will see you back here again Friday, starting at 4.